Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel Web Coding with Ankur. Today we are diving into a fundamental concept in computer science and mathematics, recursion. Especially when we are looking at how to calculate the factorial of a number using recursion in JavaScript. So if you are ready to learn something new and exciting, stick around. Alright, let's get starting by understanding what a factorial is. The factorial for a non-integer, non-negative integer and denoted as n factorial is the product of all positive integer less than or equal to n. For example, 5 factorial is 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1 which equals 120. Now let's talk about recursion. Recursion is a process where the function calls itself directly or indirectly. It is a powerful concept that allows us to solve complex problems by breaking them down into smaller subproblems. Let's start solving the recursive factorial of a number. First of all, we identify the problem statement. Giving a number n. First, the factorial of that number. Definition: the factorial number is the product of all positive integer less than or equal to n. Here, in this case, we are using the recursive function to calculate the factorial number. So now, what could be the function so far? Factorial of 0 is 1 and factorial of 4 is 24. 4 into 3 into 2 into 1 equal to 24. Now factorial 5 is equal to 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1 is equal to 120. This makes the factorial. Now, what are the tips? Let me introduce what are the tips to how to solve the recursive problem. First of all, we understand the problem. First topic is to identify the base case. The base case is the condition under which the recursion will stop, making sure it will well defined to prevent infinite recursion. Define the recursive case. Determine how the problem can be broken down into a smaller sub-problem that resemble the original problems. Now, we continue to the recursive factorial of a number. Factorial of a non-negative integer n is a product of all positive integer less than or equal to n. As you can see in the slide, here I give factorial from 5 to 0. Let's introduce what they show. Here you see that 5 factorial is equal to 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1, which is equal to 5 into 4 of factorial. Now, as you go on downwards in 4 factorial, which is 4 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 1 equal to 4 into 3 factorial. Now 3 factorial will be 3 into 2 into 1, which makes 3 into 2 factorial. Now 2 factorial is 2 into 1, which makes 2 into 1 factorial. 1 factorial is 1 into 1 equal to 1 into 0 factorial, and 0 factorial value is 1. So what would it be the equation we get from any to identify the factorial of a number is n factorial is equal to n into n minus 1 of factorial of that numbers. So let's calculate. Let's move on to our replit to calculate the factorial of a given number. Let's calculate the recursive factorial of a number using the recursion function. So first of all, we can calculate the factorial of number of two number taking of recursive factorial. Recursive factorial of 0. Copy this and we can type 2 and 5. And what would be the output we are expecting? The output which we are expecting from this output is, for 0 we are expecting as 1, for 2 we are expecting as 2, and for 5 we are expecting as 120. So let's start building. As you can show that for building a function, n factorial is equal to, for building a function, we have n factorial is equal to n into factorial of recursive factorial of n minus 1. Okay, now for building, let's start building the function for recursive factorial. We can type is recursive factorial, and inside this it will taking a parameter of n. After that we can remove and we can return n into recursive factorial of n minus 1. Now what we have to identify what is the base case so that our execution of the program will also start. So in order here our base case is that if n equal to 0, it will return 1 because what factorial is 1. So we can copy this. So we can remove this. Now our function is completed. Let's run R and identify whether we get this particular output or not. So when we run this output, as we are running this particular program, we are finding that 0 of 1 we get 1, 2 for 2 and 5 for 1. This is how we get the factorial of any number using the recursive factorial. Now we calculate the big O notation for this. What would be, can you guess what would be the big O notation for this particular program? So it is O of n. Why so? Because O of n, why? Because as 0 factorial is equal to, factorial is equal to 1, and 1 factorial is equal to 1, and then 2 factorial is equal to 2 into 1, and 3 factorial is equal to 3 into 2 into 1, 3 times. Okay. Now what is 4 factorial is equal to 4 times, 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. So as the number increases, your loop, your function also run so many times. If number is 2, it will run 2 times. If number is 3, it will run 3, 2 into 1, 4 times, 5 times. As the number increases, our function also run that number of times. So what you identify that our big notation for this particular program is O of n. Now as we are reach out to our last part of our video, that is conclusion, and this is how you calculate the factorial of a number using recursion in JavaScript, and also calculate the big O notation for that particular program. Recursion can be a bit tricky to wrap your head around at first, but with practice it becomes a powerful tool in your programming toolkit. If you found this video helpful, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my YouTube channel Web Coding with Ankur for more programming tutorials. Let me know in the comment if you are having any questions or topics you would like me to cover in this future video. Thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next one.